Well, all right. There it goes. That took a while. Yeah, let's go with the full thing. Oh my god. Fucking. Why is it doing this? There it goes. Don't really think I need anything. So, anyways, what's up, guys? My name is Nirok, and I'm going to be playing this game called The Beginner's Guide. Got it on Steam for only like a couple cents. And I've seen a couple other YouTubers play it a while ago, and I only like kind of briefly glanced at it because I heard that it was more of like a walking simulator, and because it's what I think it is, just kind of like a walking simulator that tells you a story about a guy who makes video games, I think. I'm just gonna go ahead and play and sit through it. Kind of burned myself out on Halo Reach since that's released recently, and just kind of not really feeling like playing too much of a crazy in-depth game. So let's all hop in this together. This is just going to be one go. I'm going to try to do this all in one stream. Hopefully the stream doesn't fuck up like most of them do. If not, this is all being pre-recorded, and I'll be able to upload it. So if you're seeing this in the future, cool. Let's get started. I hope audio is on. Yep. Up.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's
God,
Guide.
you're
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that
Ah,
game
good
tells a
game.
pretty absurd story, today I'm going
Oh,
to
what
tell
the
you
fuck?
about
Why are
a
you
series
coming
of
out of like
events
multiple
that
things?
happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And
Well,
mostly
he
it's
didn't
just
make the game then. He
Coda
just made a
learning the
level.
basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Well, that's not what I
So,
think when I
It's
approach a
2008.
level.
Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any.
Levels,
He doesn't
not
put them
games.
onto the internet. He just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading,
Okay.
I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
All right. Okay, we're just gonna load the whole month then. The fuck? Let's just wait. Fuck! I already just got out of Halo.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Fire? Apparently not. More generic games. I guess so.
You can click to fire the gun.
Doesn't make a sound though. I can't reload. Can't aim.
Security hull breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies
Shoots?
somewhere. But then
That's
clearly there
weird.
are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Yeah.
But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Okay.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin shooting evacuation.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
I was about to say nice skybox until I looked down and I was like, oh, he didn't. Oh, I can see the seams. Yeah. Nope.
Apparently this space
Quit
station
glitching.
has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, cool. Thank you, dude.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Well, I didn't hear any of that, but okay.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
I mean, heat signature? If all we need is heat, fucking, I'll just, where'd my gun go? I'll just overheat the gun and throw it in it. But if you just need something to block it,
This
get a
is not
fucking
branching
crate.
Point. Unfortunately, the only option is to step into the beam.
Well,
Let me
alright.
pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
So you adjusted the level? Oh, it's only 4 quadrants. Okay, I could have figured
The
that
beam
out.
causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Uh-huh. Right. Okay. Can't move. What?
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Okay. Okay. This is... okay.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Well, I'm sorry. The way it's progressing and the way he's adjusting it doesn't seem like these are levels that he just happened to have found on a hard drive. Because, I mean, I can't tell you how many games I'm told constantly it's just, oh, we found this like an old Sega Genesis. We found this on like a old Nintendo 64. No, it's just this guy probably built it himself under the influence of his friend.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Or he's like kind of finished the rest of his buddy's stuff. Okay. Okay, well that light source sucks. I can only go this way. Whatever I'm entering feels like I'm on ice skates. What
and
the hell?
that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
What, walking into a black void? How do you make walking
Oftentimes,
into...
Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Nonsense in nearly
I wish
every
I'd known him at the
direction.
time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Why am I slow?
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
You're modifying. How much are you modifying? I don't know. I'm just taking this as like a grain of salt. You walk around talking to people down from pursuing their dreams. Play as a pair of floating eyes emitting footstep noises. A key in one game unlocks the door in a completely separate game. A stranger appears. A game of only posters and concept art showing what the game is intended to be.
He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Stand on an X staring at a bear for 3 hours. These aren't concepts. It's just goofy shit. Reset fish. Alright. Box. Door. Can I go through the door? Thank you. It's getting slightly more intricate and better
Well, this is new for
designed.
Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay. Alright, I get it. Oh, thank God. I was about to
Don't forget
say.
that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Alright. Like,
So that seems to be it, right? You
Yeah.
walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay.
How about that?
So, a bunch
There was more
of
to it
one-off.
than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially
Okay.
convey the opposite idea.
Everything
So,
that
in
isn't
Stairs
lit
game,
and
a dull
dynamically lit,
exterior concealed a rich interior, and then in
I'll
this one,
believe
a dull
these,
interior hides this
but everything
fantastic
else
outer world.
way past it,
Either
I
way,
don't
I think
believe.
the
I
point
believe
is
he
the
added that
same,
shit
is that
in,
most of the
because
time, you
there's
don't get to know
nothing
what you're
there.
missing, or even that
Because if
you're
we can
missing
see
it.
through the walls
That's not
here,
your role as a player.
why can't we see through
So
those
if your role
walls?
here is not to understand, then what is it?
I don't know. Oh, great, we're back here. Now entering.
Uh-huh. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
So if he never intended on releasing them, why did he... You are making some fucking leaps, dude. Show your work. Because if he never intended on showing this to anyone and he just tends to delete them, how does he think that they are connected when you're supposed to play them all? I don't... connect... Okay.
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Okay.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines
Okay.
what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all
Yeah, I
engines,
can tell it's all the
Source has certain
Half-Life.
things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Okay. Am I supposed to go somewhere? Because... like... Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. This is almost as bad as Bubsy saying it's a literal platformer. Yep. Yep. Fuck it. I'm just gonna let this one fall. Don't. Okay. Yeah, oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, well. It's gonna... I meant to do that. Is that glass? Yeah, it's like a glass tube. Okay. What's up with the cow pens? What the fuck? Okay. What is that beeping? Okay. What? Oh, it's a prison.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Thank you.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible?
Why is
And
this
so we
even
just
an
got
argument?
arguments
No one
over
would
it.
play a
There was
game
one
if you
time
can't
that
play it.
after one of these conversations,
The whole
he
point
went
to
home
play a game
and
is
a
to,
week later, he
quote,
sent me a
play
zip
it.
file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Okay. Well, I mean, he has nice aesthetic. He just uses a lot of abstract thinking when he's making maps. Like this skybox.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Okay.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. I just would like some more feedback on why you're making these assumptions and leaps. Unless the guys actually talk to you and like this is totally like legitimate, then never mind. But from what I know, the guy doesn't do anything anymore. Speak. You there? Did you come
Here,
from
Coda
above?
begins
What
using
was
a
up
kind
there?
of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Okay. Did I mess up? What the fuck is with this action? Okay. Okay, but may take time before you understand, which is fine. You'll see it again. Okay, they were talking about the space between the doors there. I'm sorry I wasn't reading that. Or reading it aloud, I should say. Just more or less trying to figure out where it's going.
So we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Okay. Oh, hey, it's a lamppost. Is this an apartment?
It's a lamppost.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work.
It's a lamppost,
games
buddy.
Are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
I know you mean in the metaphorical sense it's a destination, but in physical sense, it's still just a lamppost. So he fixates on abstract, weird games with that door puzzle and a lamppost. Got it. Great art design. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
Okay.
In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
There's a lot. Yeah, and I didn't assume that it was online. I assumed that this guy wrote it all because I was remembering the room. You guys hear me? Alright. I'll check most of them. Hello.
Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played. But it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Okay. Okay. Well, you guys can pause to see them. I'm gonna hit as many as possible, but I'm gonna stop reading most of them. Good lord. Do I gotta walk through this whole thing? Jesus. It just goes on. Yeah, this is just, I wouldn't say depressing, but it's just, yeah, like, this would just force people to feel lonely. Because I'm playing this in a dark room, by myself, 10 o'clock at night, nothing to do in the morning, I got no reason to get up, and this is just one of those, like, yep, if I let it, I could be crushed by depression right now. I'm hearing whispering. Maybe that's just part of the music. No, okay. Never really much for that abstract shit, so. Okay. Bleep bloop. Okay. Oh, can't skip.
At the
Gotta
end of
go
this
through it
level,
all.
we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these
Okay.
games represents an idea that was on Cody's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Cody can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
They're all typewriters. Interesting. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. If you just need, say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you so much of you talking? Speak, 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 speak. All right. Okay. Yeah. So you can't tell me that one wasn't meant to
Okay,
be
this
played
one is
by
tough.
someone else.
It's gonna
If he
kinda
made
just
it.
spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
All right. Hanging with it. Liking the music. Is it gonna do anything? Okay, bored. Clicking on everything. Oh, nice. actually a very nice, like, modern art style looking house and hallway.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay. Wood furniture ought to be in the center of the room. TV with surround sound. Put a giant hole in the ground. Let's go with a refrigerator. That's not a fridge. Okay, along the wall. 10 stoves lined up along the wall. Alright, I see where this is going. Alright. I think we should let it. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna spam a random button. Yeah, okay. I need a table. I'm pretty sure none of my choices make any difference.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Yeah.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Please walk forward. Schedule enable you to escape the imprisoned environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click the table. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. So this. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. Go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start and it'll take you back to your prison. Alright, so that, got it. Alright.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Yeah.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work.
Unraveling?
Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself.
That's the room from earlier.
Just spiral. And so he keeps going.
Exact
and going
room
and
from
going
earlier.
And going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
So it's not the prison idea. Okay. It's not the prison idea. Yeah, so he just stops making that and moves on to something else. Making leaps in logic, dude. I mean, you know the guy, but fucking don't over-assume. Hello, who's this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. So the prison is in it. You're not there. You're me. So you were trapped in this prison too? Yep. I was in the
It's a
furniture
conversation.
maze.
And so this is what
This
Coda
is an
wants,
escape
is to be able to
tutorial.
talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself.
To like to
All of
escape.
these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Okay, no, I'm really the same person now as I was back then. Actually, it does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. Okay. Okay. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To go out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, all you need is know how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit, okay? Fuck it, random button. Okay. Sincere about what? That's exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape. Nope, well,
I can
alright.
see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice? So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Okay.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
It's a nice house. Well, too big of open windows and too many. Okay. Clean? Am I unclean? Are you clean? Unclean? Seriously, it's actually kind of bothering me. What's up with this music? Oh my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be able to clean this entire house all by myself. And right in this world, that would have been everyone on okay. The dialogue has changed a little bit.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games,
Yeah.
including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he
3.
begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Cleared the table. Alright. That was easy. Now would you please run to the bedroom and make the bed? If I remember, the bedroom was to the right of the door? Yeah, cool. Shit, I wish I could do that quickly. Straighten up the rug a bit. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. 2. Ain't ready. Whoa, okay. Never did like cleaning my own home. I might have gotten some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Oh, speaking of demons, someone has put the couch in all in a mess. Okay. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled the drink over the couch. Maybe mop that up. Oh, okay. It's not on the couch, but whatever. I'm also dyslexic, so I could have just misread that. Feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. Yeah, I'll try to get by. You absolutely have to. Yeah, go for it. Alright, this music needs to kind of back up. These dishes need to be washed, okay? Let's check. The tub needed cleaning. Scrub it down as best you can. La 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 yeah. Okay. Bedroom, which piece of gonna put it back on the shelf. Okay.
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Do these chores ever end? Darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it, otherwise it owns you. So why don't... Wow, okay. So...
I know
Well,
that
he's
really like this game.
saying this to
All
himself.
his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
I mean, what's wrong with that, dude? Anyways... Yeah, it seems like he's, like, overly cheering himself up. Trust me on this one. Small. The rug in the bedroom again. Okay. I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Hey. Okay. I really don't know why you did feel weird about it, because going off with the music and this, it feels like I'm in like a part of My Neighbor Totoro. Like it's overly happy, and I feel like that I'm supposed to be happy about something, but yet I feel somewhat sad or a little uneasy because it's trying to force this happiness, so it just doesn't feel right. Alright. He just blows right past it. Anyway, so housekeeping, let's keep doing this. I don't want to keep doing this. Fucker, quit dropping your goddamn books. Can I do that from the other side of the room? Oh.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
No, dude, I don't see peace. the desperation you were saying earlier, I'm seeing it here. I'm really seeing it here because I really like this scenery. I really like this kind of setup for a house. But the way that this person is talking and this guy... So, going off of what this guy's saying is that he's making these games for himself, not for other people. That he really needed someone to talk to him. Like, this guy needed either, like, a girlfriend or a best friend, like this guy here who's using his games, I guess. It's a cool little lighting detail right there. Anyways, just to talk to him and tell him things were going to be alright, but since this was the first one that his friend called him over for, it's now making me think that he actually meant for this to be other people, for other people, and that the reason why it's so focused on this cheery, happy atmosphere is because he realized that what his buddy said to be playable games would probably need to be overly happy or have some kind of cheery atmosphere for. So it just feels so forced. It feels really fake. And that's what's making this kind of come across as uneasy. That's easy to get over with because you can just change that thing. It's just the music, the loop, the darkness, constant, the overcast is just... something's wrong. Sorry to go on a little rant there. I didn't actually mean to do that. I'm sorry, guys. Question.
But
do you enjoy this?
It can't last.
Oh, what the
Music
fuck?
Stops. Your companion is gone. It's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Or you can just finish the game, because obviously this isn't transition, it's just a different type of game, but whatever, man. Okay. Mother. There we go. Lamppost.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move.
Okay.
I really thought that was the point of it.
I really thought. So, you know otherwise, or is it just like items?
This one gets a bit goofy.
Yeah, this one. Alright. Why did you all come in here today? Why was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Okay. I move seats. Something about perfect. This workshop. Whoa. So this is like a, yeah, college thing. Honestly, my college classes never looked like this at all. It felt like classrooms back in high school, or it was a ringed room, not like a theater.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
What in the world?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh, okay, cool, because this is a big deal, because I looked back before and it wasn't there. Alright, so there's yellow and black. Yellow. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? On the way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing. Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna be a dick. I'm guessing the yellow is what is supposed to be this inspirational speech, And the other two are supposed to be like the opposite. Being alone must be awful. If you are torturing yourself, try to find the right solutions for your life. You're not doing it right. Drinking is not hurting my life. Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? Don't do that. That is fucking garbage. No. That is a terrible advice. Never take the easy path just because it's easy. Fuck. That's terrible. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. Anyone want to do something aesthetic? Oh, wants to do some ecstasy after this. Okay. There is no truth. There is no path. Okay. Sure. Whoa, he listened. I heard a noise. What if I'm not a good teacher? Holy shit, you guys, something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. Yeah, sure. I'll warn them about that. Run, everyone run. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. None. Nothing.
I fell pretty hard for this one.
Perfection.
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have.
Relatable?
Knowing that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
What?
I think about this game a lot these days.
What? What? No. Okay. I guess some people do. I'm not one.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Well, at least he got the aesthetics right. Very well, right, actually. It's a theater. Oh, from the title screen. Oh, fuck! God damn it. That was loud. Alright, performing to gig in. Places, places. In this scene, you'll be playing as me. What are you gathering of professionals? First, you will start by leaning out against this wall. Lean. Good, stay right there. Woman across the room's in her chair. Professional photographer for the animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is the one to learn something from her, to gain something good to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Okay. Hey. No, it's the start of a conversation, asshat. To actually converse with her, be a human being, do it again. Super scared right now. I like you. You saw my hopes and dreams. Sure. Yeah, sure. I like you. I don't know what you said. You haven't told me. I was confident for some reason. But I was confident. Sitting there's a lot of people around us. It gave us some props to work with. These cones can bounce between them. Represent humans nearby. Talk to her again. None of these things are supposed to be okay. One. Oh. Fuck, okay. Lamppost. Are you seriously want me to walk all the way down? Is that another lamppost? All the way down. Okay, yep, going.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Alright.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
So that took 4 months. I mean, it's taken me like a couple weeks to set up a proper like map for Arma 3 with all the proper triggers and stuff, but come on, man. Mobius Trip. To play this game properly, you can keep your eyes closed. Well, I can't. I gotta see what's going on. Help, I'm blind.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
I think I'm gonna be killed again because I don't know. Maybe it's the same thing as the whisper thing?
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off,
So now he's making a game about how he doesn't want to make games. Alright.
So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Okay.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna hop into Discord real quick. There we go. Go away, bgwall.net. I have things. Hold on. Go away, that. Why are you doing... There we go. Sorry. Probably gonna have people join in on the Discord and I just had to talk to them. Okay. Oh, the music. Where did this island come from? Okay. I am lost. Okay, I highly doubt this guy continuously created games of like an interesting and abstract way and taking him months and months and months in between them. And all they are games about how he can't do the exact thing he's doing. What?
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
There we go.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Alright, man. Don't yell at me. Okay. Okay, this is okay. Music. Can we stop with the crying?
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah.
I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Is Coda a
But
girl?
it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
I distinctly remember him saying he, but maybe Coda's a girl because I don't know. No, I think that last thing just influenced me too much. I think it's still a he. Alright. Yeah, you are guard. I intend to be quick, quiet, or brutal. Let's go with brutal. It calls itself Coda. Oh, his engine's dead. Okay.
It's the machine.
Yeah, I have a feeling that. Well, you know what? I wouldn't put it past someone actually doing this kind of stuff, but normally when people make these things, they're intending on someone to see it, just because, not just to throw it away. So the fact that he has all of this, and the guy said that this was important games folder and it was his recycling bin, means that this guy either snuck over to his house between the years 2009 to 2011 and just ripped the games onto a USB drive, or the guy never got rid of them and literally just gave it to his buddy when he just stopped working on them, intending on him fully to see all this. So, yeah, I don't know. This is just too much of an attention grab for it to be someone who doesn't want any attention. Not saying the guy wasn't going through any of the problems that the guy is clearly talking about, that Coda wasn't actually depressed, wasn't actually burnt out. I'm not saying that. He totally might have been, might be, might still, but I'm just saying the way that these games are designed, either the guy who's creating, or who created them, adjusted it, the guy who is compiling these games adjusted it, or Coda himself, herself, whoever it is, just wanted it to be something and just didn't want to admit that it was for everyone. Just gonna press 2. Whatever pops up, just 2. Hey, back at the theater. Except I could see everything this time. What the fuck? Oh.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it? If he could see the difference it would make to have more
Oh, is that the
actual
point of this
conversations
game?
with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Ah!
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Alright. It's only allowing me to shoot.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing
Man,
I
that
always
sex
feel
was
like
great. No, I'm
I'm
kidding.
told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend.
There goes the
I
stream.
did something. I really felt like I'd done something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a
I
friend
can't hear
who
you
was
if
in
you're
trouble
talking.
and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
Alright.
So let's take a look.
Wow, we kind of burned through this. Yo.
Oh, there
I
you are.
can't hear you at all. Hold on. Someone is in my Discord. Let me get this through
Blech.
there. And then let me get this through there. Oh boy. Yeah, I can't hear you at all. Try that again. Yeah, you're silent. I can't hear you, Turf.
No.
Yeah, I can hear you now. There you are. What's
Hello?
up?
What's up?
Nothing much. Welcome to the stream of this weird-ass game.
I don't know what stream. What you?
The live stream I'm doing
And
right
this is
now.
where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work.
On
Because more
Discord?
than anything else, the tower just
Nah, on
feels
YouTube,
distant.
dude.
It feels like it's trying
Oh,
to distance
I,
itself from the
yeah,
world.
no.
It's a
You
very
good?
cold game.
It's a very cold game.
I'll just
Alright.
scroll up and find. Hold on. I
gonna shut behind me? No? Alright.
This room actually has a maze in it.
Ah, what the fuck?
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Yeah, let's fucking hell, man. That's annoying. Alright. This is the weird background woman moaning.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be played.
Like, just in the background is
Like
just trying to move through this like creepy area, and there's some woman like having the time of her life somewhere.
But that game had an idea that it was
At
actually
least
trying
someone
to
is
communicate.
doing it.
What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Mary
The only
Christ.
way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code.
I'll go shoot myself.
Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or
The
communication.
beginner's
It doesn't
guide.
ask anything
That just sounds
except
horrible.
A lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here.
Well, that's depressing. I was eating a sandwich and I picked it up. I picked half of the sandwich up. It's like, why is the bread like this? And I look and I'm like, oh, the other piece is not there. Okay.
That's like when you order the Whopper from Burger King and you go to and you're like eating it, and like after 3 bites the whole thing just melts into mayonnaise into your hand and you're just absolutely sad. Just why? It was so good.
Typically what happens to me is in one bite I suck not only all the pickles but the tomato and the lettuce, and I'm just left with the burger. Like, it's the first bite, and it is the best bite that you will have for the rest of the meal, because everything else is gone.
Yeah, everything else has now been pulled out. Yeah.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress.
Yeah, this whole game is just a narrative about this guy whose best friend at the time made some video games. He's just going through the games.
I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself,
It's like dead.
I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for.
Hug someone from
Maybe you should have just fucking talked to your friend, dude.
Tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him
sorry.
please to tell me
Not you. This guy, he's just like, I've been trying to figure this guy out. I've been like trying to compile like his, like how his personality is throughout the games that I've been playing, trying to guess him. And then this game came out, and I like, I have no clue who this guy is. And I'm like, how about you just fucking talk to your bro? Just like, yo, you cool?
I needed to be someone
Look at that man.
Right?
Bringing a lot of Jesus into his face.
And it felt somehow like I had failed.
Show him the D. I mean, what?
What?
Did I screw up?
Just like, are you cool? Yeah, man, I'm just a little depressed, and all he hears is just zip. Ah, dear Davy, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you
I'm the
to
reason
not
that you
speak
stopped
to me
making
anymore.
games, aren't I?
Ah.
It's because of what I did.
Do you want to see the?
I poisoned it for you.
Alright, I mean, just gonna stand here for you, Davy. I mean, you just gonna move on.
You
I
brought
don't
no
think I ever
weapons
told
to
you
hit my guy.
But when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
Actually, going off of how this is, dude, you kind of fucked over your friend.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Okay, wait a minute. So, would you stop... So, this sign says, would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? And I feel like shit now, because I bought this game from this guy called Davey, who is clearly using his buddy Coda for these games that are... he doesn't want him to use. So isn't there like a copyright thing here?
Depends on if this game's copyrighted or not.
The kid used complete intellectual property. Wow, fuck, yeah, you're right. This dude is the one who's selling it. The kid was making them with the intent for himself. And this one here, like, there's a sign on the wall that says, would you stop taking my games and showing them to other people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the boundary that keeps me safe. Would you stop changing my games, stop adding lampposts in them? Ah! Fucker! I knew you were adjusting the parts of the game. He's saying that they were all original. I fucking knew it. This guy's a dick.
And then you stopped. And I didn't have anything left to show people.
You sucker
I just
lover.
had to
I mean, what?
be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing.
I haven't seen hardly.
What does that mean?
Yeah, when I'm around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. Stop assuming otherwise. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me.
Some high school text message between two lovers.
Dude, this is two guys who met each other, and one dude is the guy who made the game Stanley Parable, and then the other guy is just a friend of his, and this whole game he's been like overly absurdly obsessed with this guy's work and trying to like assume of how lonely and desperate he is. And then like at the end his buddy just literally sends him one last game, one last message, and with all these messages hidden throughout the game, just like, dude, stop. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling with.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
You did do something stupid. And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. Don't worry, Turf. It's almost over.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work.
Wait, what?
Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply.
Okay, yeah, this part of the game isn't for me. It's literally for his friend.
Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself.
Okay. Is it the storyline in the game, or is it what? I'm confused.
No, this game is okay.
And I'm doing it again right now.
Pop into the stream.
I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I
this isn't a game storyline. This is literally like the creator of this game isn't around, and the guy produced it trying to find his friend who created these games.
Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please. Start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate
Davey,
myself.
fucking
Please.
relax, man.
I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Fucking Davey, chill out, dude. Alright, epilogue. So, this game was released by a guy named Davey who opens up the game by basically saying, like, hey, these are a whole bunch of games and levels of a friend of mine named Coda who, this was like his beginner's guide to, like, making video games. And you go through a few games and you start seeing, like, it's just, like, weird, you know, ideas, abstract levels, all sorts of stuff. And he's, like, talking about Coda and how he met him and his friends and all sorts of stuff.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always. It's like a disease.
It's like a disease.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa, shit.
Solution.
Come on, Davey. You need to chill the fuck out, dude. Like, literally a few moments ago, he was trying to talk to his friend.
Had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games. Maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so.
So, I'm not gonna be able to, like.
So many people that he was depressed.
I'm not gonna be able to watch this stream for much longer because there's two of you, and Clodari, I can only handle one of you.
Oh boy, there's not enough of me.
No, I can't. It's just.
The disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Alright. I don't know. The game's trying to make me feel sad for this guy when it's totally his fault that his friend doesn't like him.
That my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation. What would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is...
There's voices everywhere. There's voices in the game, there's you, and then there's you again, and now I'm listening to myself. This is messed.
Yeah, it's all cool. I'm gonna go through this one because the other one didn't seem right to me.
What now?
I don't know, man. It's not my beef.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need
what?
to make up for. And so I'm just gonna... Okay.
What?
Going to... What?
Yeah, he just fucking stopped.
This is like a gay mashup here. Like, I don't want to hear about your relationship.
Yeah, it really does feel like this dude was like let down by like his like first real boyfriend, and he's just like, I can't live without you. I need you to make games. I'm so sorry, and now I'm just kind of like, I thought I was gonna learn how to play video games because it's called The Beginner's Guide. The whole, oh god, all these metaphors. Well.
It's water. Well, I'm surprised he's gonna die from that. But okay.
Yeah, there's no health. You can't die. This game is literally just a story. Narrated by Davey. About Davey.
What's the ground doing?
It's going up.
The ground is moving up.
Oh, fuck. This is such a long tunnel. Oh, God. Is that the whisper machine thing back in, like, the second game? I'm gonna go kill myself.
Oh my god, that is a long tunnel.
It's so long. That's what she said. I'm sorry. I'm dying because of how long it is. It's what she said again. Fuck. Yeah, it is the whisper.
I don't.
Fucking, I'm out.
Dude, you can't just continue saying this stuff and then...
Yeah.
No.
No, I said I'm out because I had my character kill himself. That's what the whisper machine is. Oh, cool. It's a maze. Hooray.
No, I dealt with mazes. We are horrible in mazes.
Oh god, that's ear rape. Oh god, that's loud. Oh, that's so loud.
Welcome to the maze room.
Dude, that's a maze.
Yeah, but if you look at it, it's just the same quadrant repeated over and over and over and over and over and over. Just rotated 90 degrees.
That's just the maze on how to understand women. When you get to the finish line, let me know.
Alright. I'm not gonna say anything to that. That's all you.
I mean, am I wrong though?
Yeah, I'm not saying anything because my girlfriend could be looking in, and I don't want like words to come out of my mouth.
I know. Liability. I know. I get it. But
Or
it's fine.
R.
I know what I know what you're thinking. See, that's what matters. You don't have to speak Clodari, and neither do I.
This project would not have been possible without the following individual. It's
Oh my
so
gosh,
loud.
for Rudolph!
Yeah. Turn back.
What's that guy's name?
What? Nah, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this off because it's gonna fucking demonetize.